Hi, I'm author Bailey Thomas, and if you're a reader, writer, reviewer, content creator, or part of the book community, you're in the right place. And if you're none of these, you're still in the right place, because this YouTube channel is for everyone. I'm just trying to make the world a better place one book, story, or YouTube video at a time. So whether you're here to learn how to write a book, celebrate books, or just have fun, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me on another video. I hope you're just here because you want to spend another video with me and not because you actually are having slow months as an author. But if you are, that's okay. It happens to everyone. I'm just glad I can be here on your journey and give you tips on how to get through it. And if you're a reader and you're not an author, so you don't have a slow month, make sure you go ahead and support your favorite author so that they don't have a slow month. Or if you're thinking about becoming an author, make sure you check out the guides on my website. I have a free checklist. I also have a paid guide. They're both the same 7 steps on how I self-publish. Just the paid one goes into more detail. And if you've already published a book, that is okay too, because I have a marketing guide. Everyone needs a little marketing. 100 sales in 100 days, the exact strategy I use to surpass my goal of 100 sales in 100 days. You can get the exact strategy. So all super exciting stuff. Grab a guide, grab a snack, grab a comfy place to watch this video because we're going to dive in about how I deal with slow months as an author. Okay, let's get into it because we all have slow months. I have slow months as an author sometimes, and it is not a good feeling. I know I'll come off of a really great month, and the next month may not be as great, and sometimes it affects my mood, and it is not the most fun thing in the world. But if you want to make sure that doesn't happen to me again, I do actually have an influencer program. I'll put it in my description. I have my own one. I also have a TikTok one. So if you're a TikTok affiliate, add my book to your showcase, post about it, link the book, and then if people buy it, you will get commission and it'll prevent me from having slow months. So thank you to everyone who's already an influencer, already a part of my affiliate program. Thank you. So we're going to dive in right now about when you do have a slow month, how to handle it. And we're going to just use my experiences. These are going to be the exact things I use of when there's a slow month so that we can prevent it. But slow month, there's not all negatives. Slow months can also have a lot of learning opportunities that we'll also dive into. So let's get started with the first tip that I have for you today is look at trends, not 1 month. You may have a slow month, but maybe look over a 5, 6, 3 month period of time and see what's been happening. For example, I had really slow months like right after year end, but if I look at my trends, I had really high sales growth because of holiday season. So maybe it's not you personally had a slow month and you did something bad. Maybe it's just buyer habits. Everyone spent all their money on Christmas and shopping and Black Friday and holidays. So then when the year starts over, maybe people just aren't buying as much. They're reading all the books that they bought. So sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's just buyer habits. So make sure you don't look at just that 1 month. Look at a longer period. Look at trends. Maybe if you've been an author for years, you always know that, hey, January is just a slow month for me because everyone just finished their Christmas shopping. So just notice some trends instead of just 1 month, and maybe that right there will turn your spirits around. But I know that's not always the case. So I'll give you another tip, which is maybe don't just stare at the sales, which I have definitely been guilty of. When I see my dashboard of the sales that month and it's very low, I'll just like sit there, refresh, refresh, refresh. Maybe a sale will come if I keep staring at it. I don't know if I have any bakers out there or anyone who watches food networks or cooking shows, but they always say like the cake, the bread, whatever's in the oven is not going to cook faster by you staring at it. And it's the same as with sales. You're not going to get randomly more sales just by staring at it. So we're going to put into action of how to get more sales instead of just refreshing our dashboard. But don't feel alone if you have done that, because I've definitely done that too. So because we are not just staring at our dashboard and hoping for a sale, we are actually going to put some action into it. So when I have a slow month, the first thing that I run to is social media. I'm creating content, I'm posting videos, I'm sharing a story, I'm commenting when people comment on my videos, I'm replying back. I run to social media. So this might not be everyone's strategy that helps them, but this is how I deal with slow months. When I see that my sales are very low, I'm running to social media because I have to remind people why my books are awesome. So maybe I'll post a TikTok sharing my latest release, or maybe I'll share some insight, go to my newsletter, post something, send something out. I just run to social media when my months are slow. So thank you again to those who are on my TikTok affiliate program or my influencer program and are pushing content all the time for me. truly has a huge lift off my shoulders because that's the first thing I do when my sales are low. And it doesn't always work, but maybe I'll get a new follower from it who would eventually buy my book in the future. So that's just one thing that I do when I see my month is slow. Social media help me. Also, when my months are slow, I like to internally look at, is there something I could be doing better? For example, I'll look at my book blurbs and make sure that they actually are accurately representing my books, because maybe I wrote them, maybe I didn't even finish the book yet and I wrote it, and then 6 months later I look back and I think, oh, that blurb was not as strong as I thought it was. Or maybe it's a cover, maybe it's a photograph on my website, maybe I positioned the book really bad, the lighting's bad, nobody wants to buy the book when the lighting's bad. So I just revisit all the things that I do, make sure my newsletter, when you click to subscribe to it, everything looks good, everything's easy, my links are still working. So all the back end systems I want to make sure I check too, just in case, those things aren't working. Has your phone ever been dry, like you haven't gotten a text or call and you are checking, is my phone on airplane mode? Do I have signal right there? Am I on do not disturb? That's kind of what I'm doing with my sales. I'm just making sure everything's working so that if I'm not getting a sale or something, it's not because my links aren't working or it's my social media crash. I just want to make sure I'm doing everything I can do to prevent people from not buying my books, because that would be really sad if the reason why my sales were low was because the link wasn't working. Of course, we do not want slow months as an author, but as I mentioned previously, there are some benefits of having slow months. I don't even want to say benefits, that sounds bad. We do not want slow months, but we can take advantage of slow months by doing these things. And here's some tips that I'll give you of how I deal with slow months in a growth, positive, take advantage of it way. And the first one would be I work on audience growth. So, like I said, maybe when I post content, I won't get a sale, but maybe I would grow my audience who would buy my book later so that the next month won't be slow because that person may not buy now, but they'll buy later. It also gives me time to interact with my audience. I'm not focusing on sales right now. Sometimes I'll lose my mind if all I'm thinking about is, oh my gosh, my sales are very low. So maybe during these slow times, I will interact with my audience, ask them feedback on my book, check in on them, ask them what they're reading, ask if they have any recommendation for me. Maybe I'll film some YouTube videos. So slow months, horrible. We don't want them, but they do happen, and we can take advantage of them and do some things that we may not have done otherwise if we're solely focusing on sales that month. Another opportunity, I like that word, an opportunity that can come up from a slow sales month is test something new. Maybe you have a new content you wanted to try. Maybe, oh, I'm going to put my book upside down on my website. I don't think that would work, but you could try new things. Maybe I'm going to change the blurb. Maybe I'm going to change how I position my book. We're going to test some stuff out, because what's the worst thing that can happen? We're not going to have sales. We already don't have sales this month. So have fun with it. Take the opportunity to try something new, and it might work and prevent future slow months because you have a solution of something. When you have a slow month, you know this new thing worked. So maybe you can add it to your repertoire when you have a slow month. And if you do, comment what it was so I can use it too, because we do not want slow months. Okay, the next thing I do when I have a slow month is I cut unnecessary expenses, because if I'm not having a slow month, that means my sales are not good, my revenue is not good, so I can't just reinvest into my business as much as I would like. So maybe I'm not sending out PR boxes that month because, again, the cash is not flowing that month. So we're going to try to cut out other expenses that maybe I would do if I was having a really great month, just so that I'm not extra feeling that slow month. So keep that in mind. If we have a slow month, maybe we're not spending as much slow revenue that month, slow expenses that month. And the last tip, advice, how I deal with slow months for this video is going to be to focus on the long game. 1 month does not define you. We're all going to have slow months. It's just part of the author journey. Wouldn't it be boring if every month was awesome? I would take that boring. But just remember, it's a long game, so don't get down about 1 month. Your sales will turn around. So thank you guys for tuning in on this video of how I deal with slow months. Hopefully you never have a slow month. But if you do, just refer back to this video and find some ways, tips, tricks, advice about how to handle those slow months. And as you guys already know, I don't want a slow month because I am a self-published author. So if you want to help me not have a slow month, you can check out my website in my description. I sign copies there and I have little bookmarks and stickers. It's so cute. It's so fun. And every order truly means the world because I get in a bad mood when I have slow months. So thank you guys who have checked it out, will check it out, or thinking about checking out. Thank you so much. And if you are also an author, feel free to also check out the description and see that P.O. box in the details because I want you to send me your book. Because in future videos, I'd love to give back to the book community and share other small, self published indie authors and just share the love. Because I love what's going on here in the book community. They're awesome. So I just want to give back. If you're a reader, don't worry, this channel's for you too. Send me your favorite book because if you like it, it must be awesome and I'd love to check it out. So thank you guys for tuning in again with me. I love making these videos for you. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you like what's going on here so I can keep doing it. So thank you for joining me. Happy reading, and I'll see you next time.